quite scary.
Charles, problems here. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we had some issues on the first stage towards the end. The power steering broke, the belt broke, and to make matters worse, when we got out the stage, the car started having a misfire and eventually cut out.
Stage 3 now, and a repeat of stage 1. It's Drumdurrach, over 8.84 kilometers. Tight and twisty at places almost all the time in the sugarcane fields, but now lots of ruts have already developed because the entire fields have been gone through this already, so this could be a bit of a tricky challenge for all of them. First on the road, as always, Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson.
43 cars going through, so that's going to cause some damage, don't you think?
Absolutely right.
First view of Johnny Gemmell and Drew Sturrock in Team Castrol Toyota Iris, and notice a shot there of the windscreen wipers. It's going to make the roads a lot better for these drivers because they like these conditions, don't they?
Indeed they do, and Johnny Gemmell certainly has some time to make up in these conditions that are a little bit grippier than in normal dry conditions. Jan Habig, of course, knows this area very well. He's been rallying all his life. He's in 5th position after the first 2 stages, so also some time to be made up there. A man under pressure for his 2nd position is Hergen Fecken. He's only 0.2 of a second ahead of teammate Enzo Keen. And in fact, on this stage, he actually goes 0.8 of a second slower to drop to 3rd.
Rally leader Mark Cronier, Robert Houghton in the Team Sassel Ford at the moment, about 9 seconds clear, and the way that they're going at the moment, I don't think anybody can touch them.
Janelle de Villiers and Ralph Pitchford in the 4th of the BP Ultimate Volkswagen Polos, still finding their feet, especially Janelle, who's not quite used to the stop-start nature of rallying. And I'm sure that he's just taking it easy to get used to all of us. Currently inside the top 8. Also getting used to each other, really, Leroy Poulter and Elvine Coetzee. Elvine, of course, the daughter of the legendary Cassie Coetzee in South African rallying circles. They're currently in the top 10, but this looks like a very, very good stage time, and in fact they would finish 4th on the stage.
On board at the moment with Team Total, Mohammed Musa, Grant Martin in the Runex.
What did we say about crashing?
It's spectacular stuff.
Well, it's not a crash, just a little bit of an overshoot there, maybe a bit of a spin, lacking of grip.
And is the rain playing a role here? Maybe a slight drizzle? It doesn't look very heavy at the moment, does it?
I don't think there's a lot of damage to that car, so they can resume, and that's good news for them. Not a serious accident at all, it proved to be, so they ended up 7th on that stage. Stage 4, a repeat of stage 2, so it's Invernetti 2 over 9.02 kilometers. Fast sugarcane rallying and a smattering of forest.
Enzo looking steely-eyed and Guy very focused. They've got about 9 seconds to make up, and can they do it?
Well, you can see the surface there, no dust at all, so it could be a little bit tricky. They could even find more grip in these conditions after some light rain coming down. And Enzo Keen, always a man who goes as fast as he possibly can. As you say, he's got about 9 seconds to make up, but he's not going to do that in one go on the stage, but he's certainly going to try to do a part of it.
Certainly looking a lot faster, though, I've got to tell you, even though it's the last gravel section of the day. Nice to see this car. It's the Team Castrol Oris. It is Johnny Gemmell and the Scotsman Drew Sturrock. They've got a lot of time to make up.
Yeah, lying in 6th position overall at this stage, and their problem is that this car is so new. They're still developing it. They're still setting it up. It's a brand new suspension system, so they don't quite know where the limits are at this point.
But how long is it going to take them to do that? Is it going to be a rally or 2 rallies or 3 rallies?
Probably about that, yes. Habig and Paisley. Habig pushing very, very hard at this point. He's currently lying in 5th position, just behind Konrad Reutenbach. And I'm sure he won't be happy with this position. He'd like to get a bit closer to the front. That's, of course, his home turf, so this is where he wants to do well. Speaking of which,
Konrad Reitenbach and Nicola Klinger in the G Fuel Ford Fiesta. I think they've been driving a very clever race, keeping the car. They want to stay in touch, but they don't want to be out there in front sweeping the road. Look at that, 5th position, fastest on this stage.
Hergen Fecken and Pierre Aries involved in a huge ding-dong battle with Enzo Keen and Guy Hodgson, their BP Ultimate teammates, for 2nd position. And that's a good point, Steve. I think these guys also just want to stay in touch. And he sets the 3rd fastest time on that stage. Drivers and navigators always very interested to see what the opposition has been doing, and that's what that board is for. So car number 1 at the top there, setting the fastest time so far, that's Enzo Keen, but Hergen Fecken dropping 0.8 of a second from his teammate as we go back on board again.
JP Damser and Carolyn Swan in the Toyota Runex. About 10th at the moment. They should be happy with that.
Yeah, I reckon they should be happy with that. Inside it, or just in the top 10. Good position to be at the end of day one. Rally leader Mark Renier along with Robin Houghton. Sassel will be so proud of them. New sponsor, a new team, and they are doing exceptionally well, holding a good margin over the rest of the field. And he sets the fastest stage time there as well, winning yet another stage.
He continues to be on a surge at the moment, impressing everybody. Here comes their teammate at the moment, Team Sassel Ford, John Williams and Kubis Frey, and they are 11th at the moment.
7th at the moment, Neil de Villiers and Ralph Pitchford. It doesn't seem so, but they are taking it easy. They want to stay on the road. They don't want to damage the car. They want to get as much experience together and in rallying as well.
Leroy Poulter, Elvin Kutser in the other Team Castrol Oris, and doing well. They have set the 7th fastest stage time in stage 4.
To the front runners in the Super 1600cc class now. It's a new class for this year, and they're also running their own separate championship. In third position at this point, Chad Conradi and Kes Naidu in their Toyota Auris. It's a fine three-way battle for the 1600cc honours at this point. In second place, it's Ashley Haig Smith and Hilton Orfrey in their Ford Fiesta. And leading the class at this point, Craig Trott and Robbie Kutsia in their Toyota Runex in the team total colours. Craig, of course, a former multiple class champion in the 1600cc class. To the 1400s now, and also a nice little battle carrying on there at the moment, being led by Megan Verlaak and Loreen Duplessis, the beauties of South African rallying in their BP Ultimate Volkswagen Vivo. They are just ahead the similar car of Henk Lateghan. He's the son of Heinrich Lateghan and Pierre Jordan. As I say, a nice little battle going on here for 1400cc honours. Also nice to see the next generation coming up here and making debut on national championship rallying level.
Multiple karting champion is one of the young guns. It's Ian Young in the Toyota Yaris, car number 84. Coming to grips with the tight, tricky turns on this rally.
So after 4 gravel stages, back to Amanzimtoti for the final stage of the day, and it looks like it is going to be wet.
I'm second at the moment. Cronier's quite fast in the Ford, so I think it's a bit of a gap. The rally's only just getting started, so we will have to plan for tomorrow and pick up the fight tomorrow.
Going well?
Yeah, very, very happy. 12 seconds is a good margin over the short distance we did today. We had good road position, but I think we've got some in hand.
Well, Mohammed seems to be going quite well, but a bit of damage there.
We were going through a fast section, and I think some cane jumped into the road.
But it's not affecting the car's handling at all?
No, it's just superficial damage. We went a little bit wide somewhere and clipped something, so it's not serious.
So we end the day with a short dash over 1 kilometer in the car park for the entertainment of the crowd. It certainly is entertainment. One thing one should always take into account is you cannot win a rally here, you can always lose one.
This is like the rock and roll of rally, isn't it?
So after 36 kilometers of rallying, Mark Renier leads Hergen Vecken by just under 13 seconds. A fine battle developing at the front end. In the midfield also, battle for 7th between Leroy Poulter, Musa and de Villiers. After the break, day 2 action from the total to Natal.